I'm truly excited today. You just cannot imagine. We are 7 episodes deep into this journey, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 walks we've taken together, you and I. And the fact that you keep coming back religiously to work beside me truly means the world to me. And for that, I'm truly grateful. Thank you. Welcome to episode 7 of Streets of Iheobuna. If you're joining us for the first time, you're home. This space is a sanctuary, a place where scars are allowed to speak and buried truths are invited to wake. Every week, we walk down a new street. And of course, today, we're walking a new street. Are you curious? Do you want to know what street we're walking today? Can you guess? Okay, I'll tell you. We're in the middle of February, a season of love as the world calls it. But here on this street, we tend to walk the paths others avoid. In this season of red roses and grand promises, we're walking the street of hollow flames. I am your host, Iheobuna, and I'm glad you're here to take this journey with me. Please drop a note for me in the comments. Let me know who's watching, where you're watching from, and what this particular street means to you. Come on, don't keep me waiting. Let's go. They say almost, as in the word almost. That almost is the most expensive word in the language of love. I don't know. Do you agree? Well, it's the price we pay for a dream that didn't have enough substance to survive daylight. In a season where everyone is talking about always, we're going to sit with the almost. We're going to talk about the person who came on strong, filled the room with sense of promises, and then vanished like smoke. This is a poem I wrote for the heart that is weary of its own optimism, and I call it Another Almost. Listen. Another almost. He almost loved me. He almost cared. He almost gave it a chance, then vanished like a dream I struggle to recall. Is it me? Like an item on a shelf? Am I something displayed, admired, then quietly returned? How many almosts must a heart survive before it learns love? I am tired, hollowed from apologizing to my heart, from promising it safety I cannot guarantee. He came on strong. Praise poured easily. Promises followed. I believed. I waited. I measured my steps. But the flame was hollow. It burned through the fuel before I could even warm my hands. This time, there is no comfort. My heart offers none. It only asks softly, when will you ever learn? Then, like always, it whispers, I told you so. How many almosts must I carry before love stays? Will I ever get to whisper just once to this weary heart of mine? Hush now, this time I told you so. It's a heavy thing to have to apologize to your own heart. I know, because I've done it many times. Yeah, I know. We live in a culture of fast-born connections. People come with script of praise. They tell you, you're beautiful, you're kind, you're lovely, you're intelligent, but they lack the character to finish the plate. They ignite a flame, but as you heard in the poem, it's hollow. It burns through the fuel before you can even warm your hands. The most painful part isn't even the person that leaves, but the betrayal of self. What you keep doing to yourself, what you keep letting happen again and again. When your heart begins to convict you, I told you so. When will you ever learn? That's the painful part. We treat our hearts like children we have failed to protect. We promise them safety, and then we hand over the keys to some stranger just because they knew the right words to say. Listen to me, darling. An almost is not a reflection of your worth. I want you to really hear that. I want it to sink inside. If you take nothing else away from this episode today, I want you to take this away. And almost is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their capacity. If they vanished like a dream, then they probably weren't awake enough to handle your reality. Hear me again. You're not an item on the shelf to be returned. You are the prize. The prize. They were probably too poor to afford. And now it's question time. It's that part of the show where we slow down, reflect, and bring the conversation back to you. So it's the time, I ask questions and then I ask you to meet me in the comments, with your answers, your reflections, your insights. But before I go to the main questions, I'd like to ask you, what did this episode awaken in you? Please tell me that. I can't wait to hear your answers. I'll be waiting for you in the comments. Okay? And now the questions. Have you ever experienced an almost love? What did it teach you about yourself? When did you realize the flame was hollow? Was it before, during, or after? What does your heart say when you keep falling for the same pattern? Does it whisper, when will you ever learn? How do you protect your heart without closing it off? What boundaries have helped you heal? If you could whisper one thing to your heart today, what would it be? One of the questions caught my attention, and I have to bring it up again now. And it's question 4. How do you protect your heart without closing it off? Sometimes when we're hurt, we tend to, seal up our hearts, and we make all kinds of promises to our hearts or to ourselves, like we're never going to open our hearts again, those kind of things. So we almost fall into that trap of, closing up our hearts and sometimes missing true love when it comes. I don't know. So I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to know, how do you protect your heart without closing it off? I'd like to hear your own experiences, okay? Okay. Thank you for walking the streets with me today. It's a heavy path to tread. Don't you agree? Especially in this season of love, kind of puts you in a mellow mood. But I'm glad we didn't do it alone. I'm glad we have each other. We worked together. And I want to tell you something. Remember this. Your heart is not a rehearsal space for people who aren't staying. No. It is the destination. Never allow someone who is just passing through to convince you that you're hard to love. Don't do that. If this work meant something to you, please subscribe and join the family. I can't wait to have you on board. And like this video and share it with someone you think is currently apologizing to their heart, And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a step on this journey. I'm your host, Iheobuna, and I'll leave you with these words. Stop apologizing to your heart and start listening to it. I love you. Good night.